is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We just went 6-0 at our first Death Guard Grand Tournament this weekend. It was a 6-game event in Maryland at the store Bazooka Games. Really cool store run by Kenny Knox. Really good store with a ton of space, ton of terrain, awesome. Just boards, everything was just great about it. Sometimes you go to like different GTs, it's like crap terrain, crap missions, crap layouts, all that stuff. This was set, every single table was set ahead of time, all the rectangles were clean, all the terrain was clean. There was not a lot of questions. The only question I didn't like was in that little L on your deployment zone, the buildings were so close that you couldn't put like a 4-inch model like Mortarion through that center ruin, which is usually where Mortarion starts every single game. So knowing that that's the terrain moving forward, Mortarion's kind of going to be maybe an option with that. So that was the only thing I didn't really like, is it didn't really match the normal terrain setup. But all in all, great store, awesome prize support. So this video, we're going to go over everything about the mission, the list that we did, kind of some tactics, things that I liked, didn't like, and things that I would change about the list. And then we're actually going to go over a video for each mission or each game that we did, because this wasn't streamed at this event. So we're going to do actually a picture by picture, turn by turn game for each 6 games coming up. So that's gonna be a huge 6-part series. If you guys are Patreons, thank you for supporting the channel. This is all gonna be up on patreon.com first, so you guys get first access to it. And if you guys are interested in coaching, especially for Death Guard right now, we do coaching over at the Dirtbag Nation on the Patreon page as well. So a lot of stuff coming up for Death Guard this year. We have all the new merch with the Death Guard logos. I actually have the new hat. The Death Guard was the first one I tested it on. It turned out really good. I wore it all weekend. It's embroidered, but if you guys really like these red, white, and blue shirts, there's one for each army. If there's not an army you play, message me so that way we can make it and put it up on the store. But we'll get into the sponsors real quick, and then we'll get into the list review and kind of what we liked about this 6-0 event GT for Death Guard. So let's get into it, gents. All right, guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The description below has the link. All these shirts are up for sale. These legit red, white, and blue shirts look fire at a GT. They're super comfortable, super non-shrinkage. It's just a really, really nice shirt. Spent a lot of time picking out the right shirt. All these designs are up for sale. All the stickers as well. And if you guys need some models, we got the Cypher, which is legit. We got the Tech Marine with Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Captain, the Kaldis Assassin should be in every list, and old school Codiez. We have the widgets, 6-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, half-inch. We have our objective markers, which are great for sticky objectives, any marking for oath, anything like that, and all of the stickers. So hit me up on Discord, DM, that's how you get a hold of these, and the merch tab below for the shirts. Now back to the video. All right, guys, so thanks for click on the video first. Like, YouTube is not the main bread and butter for YouTube. It's mainly like Patreons and all the support from off of YouTube. You don't make a lot of money on YouTube, I'll just say that up front. It's all about the people that support you and like want you to kind of like go to these events and play their lists and talk about it and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for my Patreon. So thank you guys so much for this. And this is really pushing me to kind of like try new stuff, get out new lists, lists that maybe people don't usually play, all that stuff. So this was the first time we ran Death Guard because it just came out last Saturday. The lists were due Sunday. So Death Guard released Saturday, lists due Sunday. No practice in between. I had 1 TTS game practice with this list against Cooper. And then after that, we're like, all right, fuck it, let's go right into the GT. So that's kind of was my process going into it ahead of time. But there's a lot of stuff that we liked about this list, and there's a lot of stuff that we would change. I do have a revised list that I'm going to be going over on the Patreon page as well. So let's get into it. This was the event. It was 68 players. Now the Northeast in the United States is just a Shark Tank. There are so many top players. I think the top, I'm just going to rough ballpark, top 50 players, probably most of them are in the Northeast. So there's so many good players. Every time you go to a local GT, there's going to be some good players there. So a lot of these guys, if you guys are in the Northeast and you go there and you're placing really high, you might actually get a chance for a golden ticket. This one gave away 2 golden tickets at their event. One was for first place. The other one was for best. I forget what they call it, but it's like painting and best placing at the same time, and then they give a golden ticket for that. Both of those already had a golden ticket. I already had a golden ticket, and he already had a golden ticket. So those 2 golden tickets got passed down. Second place, which was Tyler, who we played in our 5th match. Really good player in the area. We play him all the time. We played him at the last event, and then we played him at ACO all the time. So Tyler's an awesome dude. He loves dice rolls. So basically, he won a golden ticket already at the last event at Battle for Alzheimer's. So he placed 3rd, I think, there, and won a golden ticket. So he's been fucking crushing it. He won a golden ticket, so it went to the next person in line, which was Max. So Max, who is awesome, we play him all the time as well. He's really, really good with his Necrons. He won. And then 4th place, which was our Game 6 opponent, he was running Space Marines, but Flame dudes. Crap, what are the Flame guys? Salamanders. So he was running Salamanders, which was very rare. He won the last golden ticket. So it went all the way to 4th place to get 2 golden tickets, because the guy, obviously the other one who already had a golden ticket, can't get it again, so they kind of pass it down. So it's really cool. This was the rankings. Only 1 6-0, which was Death Guard, and of course 2nd place Tyler, which was also running Death Guard. Very similar list. He'll say that I copied him, but he copied me. I'm just kidding. We don't know. But his list was very similar, which I can't wait to talk about that game, because that was a really, really good technical game between me and him. And it was cool because we both ran Death Guard, and we were both learning from each other about movements, what buff to take, what buff not to take. If you're going into a mirror match, what do you want to do? It was a really, really good match. So that video is going to be video number 5 in this series, which I can't wait to talk about that one. Max, which was 3rd with Necrons. Then we have the 6th opponent, which was 4th place. Zach, a local guy running Blood Angels, he went 5-1. Custodes, we actually met this guy at Wawa. We were talking about his game. He lost the first game with the Lions build, and then just fucking crushed it 5 straight after that. So just seal beating the whole way. Nah, you can't be 5-1 and seal beat the entire time. So then number 7 was Iron Inquisitions. Brady was Necrons. Had a tie the last game. Tie last game for Brian Zoo, a cuddle buddy. We actually drove down together. He's another really good opponent. So placing top 8, 2 people that drove down together. Just telling you our meta, fucking nuts. And then 9th place Benjamin with Chaos Space Marines. Hell yeah. Necrons number 10. T-Suns, and these are all 2-0. So top 16, Space Marine, a lot of Space Marines, Eldari, Space Wolves, Orcs. Sisters, Jeff, we played Jeff on game 3. That was a really tough game. T-Suns, Necrons, Chaos Space Marines, Necrons, Custodes, Blood Angels, Space Marines, Necrons, Death Guard. So that was it. Let's get into the list building. We had a 64.8% win ratio, so that was really high. That means everybody you played was winning more than 2/3 of their games. So we didn't go into like easy opponents. They were all good opponents, because like I actually played 1, 2, 3. Where's Jeff? 3. Played 3 of the top 12 players in my last couple turns. So yeah, all right, let's get into the list. We got the Vectorum. So this is the sticky objective list. Let me grade this. All right, so this is the Virulent Vectorum. This is the one with the sticky objectives. This is like the standard Death Guard detachment. So it's very good. This was actually voted by my patrons. So I was like, hey guys, are we running Vectorum? Are we running Flyblown? Are we running I don't know if I gave the zombie option, but that might have been an option. Or Flyblown, Vectorum, or I think those are the only 2 that I had practice with. So it was going to be Flyblown, Vectorum, or the zombie one. And we had most of the votes go for Vectorum. So of course we had to submit Vectorum. I think I asked the guys on Saturday. the poll on Patreon for the Patreon tab in Discord, and then they all voted for the Victorium, so we had to make a Victorium list, and we made it on Sunday, submitted it on Sunday, and then tested it on Monday. So we're starting off with the Bilious Putrefier. For 45 points, this guy is just insane with Plague Marines, giving everybody a crit 5. If the unit kills something in melee, then he goes up to OBSEC 6, 7. He gains 6 OBSEC. But he has a pretty good 2 damage blast weapon, 12-inch range. He's got a freaking pistol 3 inches. I only used once, but it's damage 3, 3-inch range in combat, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, 45 points. He's just a good addition, critting everything on 5s in your Plague Marine squad. So he is paired up with the Foul Blight Spawn. This guy actually I really like. For 60 points, it is a little bit more expensive, but being able to stop your opponent from advancing within 9 inches of him screws over demons, screws over Custodes, screws over Blood Angels, Emperor's Children. Like, there's so many armies out there that can advance and charge now. So just putting him in the center ruin and just be like, all right, can't advance within 9 inches. Sometimes in some of the terrain, you can put them in the center, and then in that situation, they can't advance onto an objective. Because, like, 9-inch bubble is, like, wrapping around the objective. So if he's here and you have a 9-inch bubble around the center objective, they can't advance onto it to try and stop you. They can't advance and then try to do an action or get in the center for area denial. Like, there's a lot of denial with that one ability. It's kind of busted. It'd be cool if it was like a strat or enhancement, like, but just having it built in on the guy, it's you can run him solo. I think Tyler brought him solo to kind of sub out if they need to put him in there. But if you run a solo character, just kind of run up in the center and like just put him there, then nobody can advance within 9 inches. So even with the one game we played against demons, the Bloodthirster couldn't advance within 9 inches of that unit. So that unit was very safe. If they happen to advance within 9 inches or move within 9 inches, because you can still move up, you can then just move away, react and move with Mortarion. So that was like that little really good combo. So he's really good, and he has the fight first ability, which I completely forgot about in a lot of the games because it never really came up. Usually they just die to shooting. But the once per game of fight first definitely stops people from wanting to charge them. It's just a lot of buffs and perks that this army has. So trying to remember everything all at once, especially when it just came out, definitely takes some practice. But yeah, this guy is definitely good. He's got a really good flamer. You can put him in a Rhino, shoot out of the Rhino. Can't Overwatch in the Rhino, but you can still get out, shoot, Overwatch if somebody shoots the Plague Marines and you're within Mortarion's aura. You can shoot back. So you can basically get like a free shot with flamers and then Overwatch. It's a lot of flamers, right? So you get out of the Rhino, flamer. If they shoot you, you flamer back. If they charge you, Overwatch. Like, there's a lot of shooting back if they don't die. So that's the second one going in the 10-man Plague Marine unit. Then we have the Demon Prince Nurgle in this attachment. He's 215 because we're bringing the Volting Regeneration, which is the 5-up Feel No Pain. That is insane. It's like a mini Mortarion. 10 wounds, 2-up, 4-up, toughness 12, 5-up Feel No Pain, lone up within 3 of an infantry model, and a free CP using a strat within 12 inches. Everything within 6 inches, including himself, gain cover, which is also really good. So this guy should be in every single list besides the Demon Detachment. Yes, this guy should be in every single list, at least one of them, besides the Demon Detachment, because none of the strats work on Death Guard models, besides one. So he is just insane in Death Guard right now. So next, leading it off, we have the Lord of Contagion. There's actually 2 of them in this list. I found out after running a bunch of games with these guys, every time you bring a Death Shroud unit, you should probably pair it with a Lord of Contagion. I don't think them with Typhus would have done nearly as much damage as with the Lord of Contagion. So I think the combo every time, if you bring a Death Shroud unit, you have to bring a Lord of Contagion. That's my suggestion. It's 200 base. It's 240 points. It's 140, 250 points, right? Base without enhancements. And then when you bring the enhancements, it's going to be a little bit higher. But 250 points for that unit, that's going to kill 250 points a lot of times in all Death Guard. So one of them has the Furnace of Plagueis. That's just insane. So it gives you +1 strength, +1 attack, and dev. So if you're getting sustain and lethal with his ability, and then you're rolling to wound, it's Lance, so you get +1 to wound with just his built-in ability, and then any 6s is just going to do dev on top of that. So that's clutch. Sometimes you might just roll 2, 3, 6s and just murder a tank or infantry or a monster. Like it's really good. So that's why we put on one of them with the 3-man, and then the other Lord of Contagion we had an extra 10 points. So 10 points just to get crit on 5s. Found out from Tyler that it works with sustain, which I wasn't doing it with the first 4 games. So it crits on 5s. That means you sustain on 5s. So when you're rolling, when you charge, you get sustain. I mean, you get Lance, but you always have sustain, which he found out. So you always have sustain on 6s. Sorry, 6s, but with him alone, it's 5s. So you can get sustain and lethal on 5s. So that's a easy 10-point upgrade that we're going to add on. Then we got Typhus. Typhus, I think, is just almost an auto include in every single Death Guard list. 90 points. Like, he only went up 10, but he kept everything. So he kept the 3 damage, 6 attacks, strength 9, AP 2, 3 damage, and then his mortal wounds. So the benefit of the mortal wounds is basically you put him in deep strike solo, you come down on a 2+, you take D6 mortals. That helps get some models that are in combat out of combat to go charge something else. Helps blow up tanks. Helps kill characters. Like again with the game with Tyler. So he's a very good addition in everything, because if you have containment, for example, he just comes down, does containment, but still able to snipe out something 18 inches away. Any action that you need him to do while also doing his ability is why he's so good. So I think he's going to be in every single one of my lists. I don't know if there's a list that I would not bring Typhus in. So, and then obviously the Mortarion. So Mortarion, we tested out. He is just so good. He's very expensive, 380 points. So you can sub out a lot for Mortarion, but also with this list, it helps run it smoothly. So with everything that you're bringing, he does the Fight on Death 2+, which I only used once. He does, actually I think he used it twice. He does the reactive move, which was mainly why you're bringing him. And then also the shoot back. So shoot back came up very rarely, because usually if they're shooting at you, they're outside of 12-inch flamer range, and if you're going to shoot them back with blight launchers, they're not really going to do that much damage to tanks. So anytime I brought my Plague Marines out, if I messed up the placement or whatever, they just died. A lot of times if you put the Rhino, right, you move the Rhino up, you can put the Rhino behind the wall, they can get out from the Rhino, shoot something, stay within 6 of Mortarion, so that way if anybody comes within 9 inches of them, they can get back into the Rhino. So that's a good little trick. It stops people from getting close to you, which helped me out in my last game, because my last game they were on the objective. So if he got onto the objective to try and contest it, I was just going to get back into the Rhino, which would have they would have lived. Like those 10 guys wouldn't have been shot at. So he's like, well, I have to kill them, so I can't get on the objective. So that helped out right there, that reactive move. So instead of me not having to use my reactive move, I then could save it for either Fight on Death or shoot back. So you kind of have 3 options. Very, very good, because you can choose as the game's going. You don't have to pick at the beginning of the command phase. You don't have to pick it at the beginning of the turn. It's just, this is what I have. Which one am I going to use? You know, so it makes your opponent think crazy amount of times on what the hell he has to do. So that's a really good combo. So that was Mortarion. That's all the characters we have. There's a lot of characters, but Death Guard strive on characters. Then we have the 10-man Plague Marine unit. So we have 2 blight launchers, the Power Fist with the plasma gun, 2 heavy plague weapons. I wish I could fit in one more. I might fit in one more, but I'm definitely going to change up the list with this unit specifically. The Icon I was testing out with the -1 leadership, but again, they never really got close enough for it to really count. Anytime they got close against the T-Sun player, we just murdered the unit that they were touching. But if I have 2 5-mans, I might run 2 icons. If I have a 10-man, I would get rid of the icon and run another heavy melee weapon. Then obviously we have the 2 plague spears, because I want the flamer from the character and 2 flamers from the unit to just really mow down infantry and Overwatch and then shoot back. So it's a really good combo with 2 flamers with the bigger flamer. 2 melted guns, great for the crit on 5s. And then the blight launcher is great for critting on 5s. So like I said, the only thing I would change is the icon would turn into another heavy plague weapon. which gets rid of the bolt gun. But I did use the bolt gun to kind of like shoot randomly at another target just to put the contagion on that target, which came up twice. But if I'm going to take it out, I'm going to have another heavy plague weapon. So you can shoot something randomly, 24 inches away, and just put contagion on that from your plague marines. So then we have the Rhino to transport these guys and the 2 characters. We have Spawner's so good in Death Guard. 6-inch Scout. Even though we have Poxwalkers for Infiltrate, the 6-inch Scout makes them scary, as well as being able to do actions on turn 1. So being able to get into Area Denial, Cleanse, Locust, all that stuff for turn 1 is where they're gonna be. And sometimes you can Scout move 6 inches to get to the center ruin, so that way you can basically start within 6 inches of the center, so that way if they get Area Denial, they have to kill your spawn to stop getting the minimum area denial. Because if you're within 6 inches of the center, which some layouts you can be, you're going to stop their full 5-point area denial. So that is a really good tactic as well with the spawn. But they're freaking T7. They do mortal wounds back if you get wounds allocated to them. So it's a really, really good unit. They're speed 8, so it's one of the fastest units we have in Death Guard, and they hit like a Chaos Cult. So it's a D6 plus 2 per guy, hitting on 4s, strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage. So they can kill Marines pretty easily if they fish. So they're really good for 80 points. So T7, 4 up, 5 up, Finland. 2 Death Shroud units. These guys are MVPs. They made people see why Death Guard is so good. So when they came down, you're like, fuck, Death Guard is good. Like not Death Shroud are good, they just say Death Guard are good. Because having the opportunity to bring these guys and have a 6-inch charge out of Deep Strike with a load of contagion attached to them, they usually just murder whatever the hell they go into. Or they murder enough that they don't have a lot of clapback that you can't kill them. So with the strats with this is -1 damage. So they're all 4 wounds. So if you can take a 2 damage weapon down to 1 damage, that's usually when you're going to be using it. If you have a D6 weapon, that's when you can use it as well, because if they roll a 3, it goes down to a 2, right? And then +1 to back up to a 3. So D6 +1, if they roll a 3 or lower, you live. But if they rolled a 3 before, you would have died because of 4 wounds. So that -1 damage working in the shooting phase helps out a lot. Having the Demon Prince on the list, making that 1 CP, huge. Because sometimes if you go first, you don't really do a free strat on turn 1. So if they move up and then you do a free strat, it resets again in your turn. So then you can do another free strat in your turn for the Death Shroud. So usually how I played this detachment is on turn 2, if I had people in contagion range, you can come down within 6 and then charge. If I could get a significant charge off to kill what I needed to kill on the targets, they're coming down turn 2. If I don't, I need to save them for one more turn to either rapid ingress down, sometimes within 6 if they're contagion, or save them in to come in turn 3 and then charge and just murder everything on turn 3. So it was kind of a waiting game. Do I need them in now? Or can I hold back one more turn? Is most of their army still alive right now that can kill them after their charge? Or do I wait one more turn until the game's a little bit more progressed? That was a decision that you really need to make so that way you don't throw them away and they die. So most Death Guard players, when they're first starting, are probably going to come in turn 2, charge, and then they die. Which then you can be like, well, fuck, these guys suck. Death Guard sucks. Whatever. You have to play them in a more tactical way. Am I going to get my points back, my 250, 60, 70 points back by using these guys and be so annoying that I'm going to mess up their turn next turn by either getting them off the objective, keeping them off the objective, stealing an objective, helping Overwatch. These guys came down against Jeff Game with the Sisters. They rapid ingress down to stop his shield chicks from charging my Poxwalkers, because if I Overwatched, that would have killed a bunch of them, and then I would have countered into them to kill the rest of them. So they can be used as rapid ingress targets to Overwatch 1 damage or 1 wound models, and then countercharge as well. So especially with the free strat from the Demon Prince. So yeah, again, you can use them in a lot of different ways. Our videos with these breakdowns are going to go over every single strat that you guys are going to be seeing me using. Then we could only fit in 2 floated blow drones with the heavy blight launchers. They're 100 points each. They're probably going to go up, honestly. They're just really good. I did not bring a Lord of Virulence, which Tyler did. Lord of Virulence giving basically full rerolls with blast weapons. I could see why that is really good now. I don't know if there's anything I could take out to fit another 90 points in to fit that Lord of Virulence. Like, it would have to be the spawn, and that 10-point upgrade could bring a solo Lord of Virulence in. But then the spawn also help out so much with this list. You could take away one of the blight launchers, but then it kind of like is null and void. You can take away Mortarion, but then again, that changes up the entire list. So like, there's a lot of stuff you'd have to figure out what the hell you're gonna do. You can take away the characters. So if you take away, that's 105 points. You could bring in a Lord of Virulence. You could bring in another floated blow drone. A lot of questions on what you would change. But 2 of these guys, strength 10, AP 2, 3 damage. If you get them in the contagion range, they're -1 toughness. If you bring the AP contagion, then it's fucking AP 3. Like, it is a really, really good gun from 36 inches away. D6 +2 blast. Very good. So Termi killers, Custody killers, tank killers, transport killers, demon kill, like, it kills a lot, right? So if you don't make your 4-up saves, you could just take fucking 12 wounds right there with lethal. So very good. They're speed 10. You can use them to tank shock stuff. So these are probably one of the best things we have in our codex. And then we got 2 Poxwalker units for the infiltrate and do an action. So usually I have one of the Poxwalkers in our backfield to block out the deep strikes and, you know, keep our home field. And then the other one is usually infiltrating onto a point or in the center, so that way I can get area denial, cleanse, locust, whatever it needs to be. So that's usually how I'm setting them up in our games. You'll see kind of how we do that. So that is the list. Let's get into so we'll get into like what we would change and kind of go over that, and then we'll post our new list with the Patreon. So we'll post that up on Patreons. If you guys are Patreon members, head over there so you guys can see the updated list. If you guys aren't, join Patreon so you can support the channel and then get all this stuff ahead of time free on patreon.com. So what are we doing with this is, I really like this detachment. Some of the strats, we can go over the strats real quick before we go over the list. So with the strats in this detachment specifically, it is Vectorum, Stratagems. Which ones did I use the most and which ones didn't I use the most? So the Death Guard infantry gets to reroll hit and wound. I didn't use that a ton on the Plague Marines because you have to be in contagion range. And usually if like you're getting out of the Rhino, you might be able to get in contagion range. I think I used it once or twice in our games. But that is a really good full rolls hit and wound strat. If you bring the one character, you get sustain. The Malefic Plaguecaster, you get sustain. So fishing for sustains and critting on 5s, kind of nuts. So you're critting on 5s and sustain on 5s. That is really good combo. So having a 10-man Plague Marine unit with those 2 characters in a Rhino will murder almost anything it shoots at. But I didn't use it that much because I brought a lot of Flamers and used my Plague Marines more of like a bait kind of target. Because it did work a lot to bait a lot of people out, because if they came out, they needed to put a lot into them, because especially with the -1 damage, and they're T6 now. So -1 damage with T6, they have to put a lot out to shoot them, and then when they shoot them, now all of their guys are either out of the transports or just out in line of sight, that my bloat drones can move out, shoot, and then my Death Shroud can come down and charge. It actually was a really good bait target. Then we have the character. This one is actually really good. So you can target a unit, and then anytime a D6 weapon targets that unit, you get to reroll that D6, which is awesome. So helps with the bloat drones, any blast weapon you have, or the flamers, or whatchamacallit, the Plague Marine ones, the blast weapons for those. But the Malefic Blighthull is mainly like shooting, rerolling the 2 to a 5 or something kind of big. That was a really good strat we used all the time. The Sucking of Mortal Wounds, I didn't get to use it. I forgot to use it. Against Tyler's game, we had Mortarion versus Mortarion. I was down to 3 wounds. He had 11. So I should have used it then in my command phase, which I just completely forgot about. So if I used it, I could have sucked out potentially 6 mortals from him, healing me 6, and then I could have fell back and then shoot him dead. So it definitely messed that up. So that's really good. I just forgot to use it. Usually using it on either the Demon Prince or Mortarion because they have the most wounds. You could use it on a vehicle if you wanted to. So it's pretty good. Then we have the opponent shooting phase or fight phase, the subtract 1 from the damage. We use that all the freaking time. We try to use it for only 1 CP as much as we could. Sometimes we had to use it for 2 CP if we were too far away or we already used our free strat. And then the Deadly Demise we used all the time. So every time Morty blew up, we just blew up everything around us for D6. We did it sometimes with, I think, the Emperor's Children game. We blew up a bunch of small vehicles to just do an extra D3 mortals to Demon Princes or something like that, and characters. I forgot Mortarion's movement on a 2+ take D3 mortals. I forgot that a lot this tournament because, again, first time using Death Guard at GT and this list. So I forgot that a lot. So if you guys remember that, use that all the time. But yeah, that was super fun just to auto explode all the freaking time. Because sometimes you use Morty, like, hey, here's Morty. If you kill him, fight on death and explode. If you don't kill him, he kills you back. And then I just wait next turn. So he's really good for this detachment for that specific strat. Because you're kind of like using him as a rocket. Just, hey, here's Morty in your entire army. Hopefully you kill him and I don't roll that hot, but if you do kill him, everything within 6 inches is going to take D6 mortals, as well as a fight on death. So really, really good tactic. All right, so let's get into what I would change with the new list, and we'll be wrapping it up. So hopefully that helped you guys out. Stay tuned for the battle reports coming up very soon. Probably going to be working on that this week, but we're going to do 1 game at a time, and then we'll be posting up on Patreon first before it hits YouTube. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setup that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.